recording. Once again, I wanted to welcome all of you great store operators at eCauseway from across the country online today. A lot of great announcements to go through today. In fact, for the first time, I'm going to be going through a slide presentation on this broadcast. I guess that's how important I want you to know that this is. Before I begin the presentation, let me go ahead and catch you up on some of the things that I wanted you to be aware of. Yesterday I was at the Irvine office in California, and on Monday I believe I received a call from Tan Sri Vincent Tan. I think that many of you know him. He's the owner of Berjaya Corp, the chairman, the founder. It's the slide that I have on the screen now. Anyway, he's there. He said, "Glenn, I am excited about our meeting in Malaysia that took place on July 23rd, 24th, and so I've flown here to the United States for some other reasons, but also to get an update as far as the progress that's taking place. Can we meet?" I said, "Absolutely. That would be great, Tan Sri. Let's go ahead and meet." So he flew his jet to California, stayed at the Beverly Hills Four Seasons there on Rodeo Drive. Myself, Jeff Aldis, Craig, Brent, we got in the car and drove over there and met with him yesterday for a few hours, couple of hours, and went through the update that I'm about to go through with you, and updated him. He's excited about the progress that we've made. After that, I got on the phone. I spoke with Al Chua. As all of you know, he's the CEO of eCauseway. Spoke with him and asked him if it was okay if I make this presentation to you today, and he happily agreed. So exciting. We now have the permission to go ahead and start announcing some of the things that we've been working on for the past few weeks, and bring you all up to speed. Let me lay a little bit of foundation. I began this role here at eCauseway on April 1st of this year. So if you look at it, April, May, June, July, and we're about 1 week into August right now. It's just over 4 months that I've been doing this role. Since this is a call of store operators, let me catch you up to speed, or bring you up to speed on many items that I've heard from the store operators as I've traveled around and met with some of you, or as I've met with you in the office there in Irvine. Many of you have said, "Glenn, can you find a way that we can get more traffic into our stores?" Okay, that's one of the things that you've asked. Can you help us with the POS, with the point of sale system that we have? 3, can you help us with the back office? Can you help us streamline that, make it do more improvement there? 4, can you help us advertise? Can you help us become, I guess, more mobile so that people, we can transact business faster? Can you help us with some innovative product line and product launches? Can you help change the pay plan? Can you do all these things that will help us out? And to each of you, I've said, yes, we will work on that. Yes, we're helping out, we're working on that. So I guess now what I'm saying is, after 4 months, I'm ready to present part of the plan that we can go through to show you some of the work that has been taking place in the past 4 months as we've been getting this ready to go and get online and move forward. It looks like we currently have about 87 store operators online, which is great, where we've got about 85 stores. So 85 stores here in the United States. So it's good. I think we've got most everyone online at this point. So, okay, let me go into it. Today's going to take a little bit longer than normal because there are a lot of announcements that I need to go through with you. Once again, I wanted you to know that Vincent Tan, the owner of Berjaya, as well as Al Chua, the CEO of eCauseway, is fully on board with this system that we're going to be talking about and announcing. We expect that this will do great things for all of our success here in the United States and also in around many countries of the world. So let's go through the first slide here. As you can see, eCauseway is a 34-year-old company. They're currently, I believe, in around 17 countries around the world. We put down here a revenue of 800 million USD. I don't know that I can independently verify that, but I do feel very, very confident in saying hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in sales annually around the world. We are one of the leading direct sales companies in the industry, in the world. We also have a network of stores around the world, which is another unique point. Another great thing is that Berjaya, where they own the company, they have been a great partner, a great facilitator to get things done. It's truly been an honor and a privilege for me to get to know Tan Sri Vincent Tan. He's a great guy in this industry. So all the way around, we've got a lot of exciting things going. So now we've got those things in place, but people say, okay, like I said, the store operators have said, what can we do to be a more recognized brand? What can we do to drive more people to the stores? What can we do to make more on our checks? All these things, and that's been the topic of conversation amongst us to see what we could do to help make this a more well-known brand around the industry, to bring traffic to the stores, to increase your revenue, your income, increase the efficiencies on the point of sale service, and so on. Okay? As we've been weighing this back and forth, okay, side to side, looking and thinking, how do we best do this? We came to this realization that eCauseway has the physical stores. Okay, we've got the physical stores. 99% of eCauseway revenue comes through the stores. We call it offline. So all the revenue is coming offline. We've got the stores. We've got this vast amount of products that are there. We've got great operators like yourselves who man these stores. But what can we do to allow you to make more and to really get this out and grow the business? And here's the concept that we came up with, all right? We said, look, we've got this great infrastructure in place with the products, with the stores, with the operations, 34-year history, 17 countries, this large amount of revenue. People love our products. They continue to buy it. But what can we do to drive more leaders into this business? Because the strength of whatever we do will be determined by the amount of enrollments and leadership and growth that we can put into the business. More leaders will cause more products to go out through the stores, to be sold through the stores. More leaders will cause the brand to be better well known. More leaders will cause additional revenue to really take place. So here's the thought that we've come up with. Now, if you would allow me to go through this concept, because I have about 20 slides that I will be going through. Then at the end, I may take a few questions. Today, I'm just going to give you an overview, and then we'll go through the details later. We'll start posting an FAQ, a frequently asked questions section, and so on. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's been the question. We've got all these great things in place. How do we drive more leaders in, and what do we do? Here's the solution that we came up with as a company. Keep eCauseway here, selling through the stores, all the products that we have. Keep running that and grow it. But parallel to it, on the side of it, set up a new company where we use that new company as a vehicle to drive more business to the stores, to drive more revenue to the company, to bring additional leaders in, if that makes sense. So eCauseway on one side, running parallel to the company, and we're going to create a new company. And now let me start going through some of the slides. The new company we are going to call Epic. All right, this is the logo that we've come up with. This is the brand. We put a lot of thought and we put a lot of resources into designing and developing this brand and this look and this feel. If you look at it, we call it the flame of prosperity. You can see you've got the flame here. It's also an E turned on its side. It's also a leaf with the person there breaking free from whatever has constricted them and held them back so far. So if you look at the logo, it's something that we can really get behind and push and drive. There's been a lot of thought, resources, and process put into this Epic design and logo. Once again, eCauseway with the sister company here, Epic, and I'm going to continue to go through this. So with the Epic brand backed by the 34-year-old history of eCauseway, with the 17 countries around the world, with the annual revenues, being one of the leading direct sales companies, with our network of stores, with that backing of eCauseway, let me tell you what we can do with Epic as we continue to grow and push this concept around. Sorry about that. Here, I wanted to create a slide which showed a little bit of the transition that will take place between Epic and eCauseway. As you can see, they will run side by side, but there will also be overlap going back and forth between them. We will brand and run parallel with the two, and bridge, that's the word that I'm looking for. We will bridge the two together as we move forward. So Epic and eCauseway. I wanted you also to see what the swag would look like as we create shirts and hats and packs and bags moving forward. I think it's a great look as you look at this. From the logos and the pins that we can put on as people go through the ranks inside of the pay plan, which I will go through with you here in a moment. But we'll make this very cool. Everyone will be happy to wear the logo, the swag of the company. For me, every time we look at a brand, I think, is that something that I would wear? And I have to tell you, the brand of Epic is definitely something that I would wear. This is going to be a very, very cool logo as we move around. We also put the lady there on the left on that picture, breaking free. Okay, breaking free of what has held her down. We've got a lot of incredible things to come out here shortly. Let's go to the next slide. I started off by telling you that Vincent Tan Sri Vincent Tan owns McDonald's over in Asia. We took this picture of, I don't know how many years ago, but a long time ago. You can see from the cars in there. It said, look, when McDonald's did not invent the hamburger, but they did change the way that people eat hamburgers. Okay? They definitely did that. At Epic, we did not invent the direct selling industry, but we will change the way distributors succeed in it. And so I think it's going to be a very unique concept that we go through, but it's going to be a blend of kind of the old world with the new world, all right? With the 34-year history with the new history as we're getting ready to launch. So that's that slide. This is a look at what the new website is going to look like for Epic. As you can see on the screen there, it's going to be very inviting, very interactive. We looked at some of the best slides out there, and we looked at some of the best websites out there. For instance, Nike.com, I believe, has won 60 different awards so far this year for its design and for its look. This was patterned after that. And the website will be very inviting, very enticing. It'll bring people into the industry. Now, when eCauseway was started, social media did not exist. I'm not even sure if the internet existed. The way of doing business back then was completely different. It was all face-to-face. It was all door-to-door. It was all person-to-person. In today's modern world, we have a lot of social media. We have a lot of internet texting. We have a lot of mobile applications. We were looking to blend old world, face-to-face, person-to-person, with new world, social media, mobile, and so on. This is what we came up with. And if you'll read the last line of this slide here, it says, Epic is a blend of old and new world leading this company of change, or this community of change. So we're looking for some incredible things for this. So on Epic, that's going to be a look at the website. Moving on, what we wanted people to do was be able to get the best of all worlds. And I'm going to change this slide to where it says, get the best of all worlds. Now, the best of all worlds would include, look at the circle up here, you can see from face-to-face meetings, to online shopping, to website, to events. We're going to come out with an entire event schedule. Also to our retail or our store locations. Now, if you look at that, it's a Causeway store with a subsection in there as well for the Epic brand. So I'm going to go through that here in a little bit and tell you how we're planning on merging or bridging these two concepts together. Causeway, Epic, kind of the retail location with what we're talking about doing here. This is it's a little bit more of a description on an additional way that we can drive more business into our retail locations, our store locations across the country. And so, you know, ultimately in multiple markets around the world. If you look at the eCauseway here on the left, and then the eCauseway Epic branding together there, as well as an Epic line inside of the store location there. I think that this is going to be great because there are several other things that we're going to do which will really create a tidal wave of new members coming into the company, coming into shop, coming into to frequent the store. So I hope everyone sees this here. Next, we have realized, and this comes down to the POS, the WIS, the SIS, all the systems that we ask you store operators to work with and operate. I realize, you realize, for any living organism to survive and thrive, you have to be part of an ecosystem. Okay? Same with our members, with our IBOs. Same with our store operators. Same with people, our VIPs. Same with customers, and so on. They need to be part of this ecosystem so that they can survive, and not only survive, but thrive. So if you look at this, our Epic IT platform will be a state-of-the-art platform. Okay? We call it the ecosystem because tied into it, you're going to have full training capabilities, full training procedures. It's going to be tied into our community. It's going to be tied into the blogosphere, to the blogs that are out there. All this is going to be mobile in nature as well. okay? We want people to be able to transact business, to order online, to enroll, to sign up, to go through trainings, to view videos, whatever it may be. It will all be video and mobile. I'm sorry, it will all be mobile. It's also going to be tied into Facebook, to Twitter, to all the social media. You will have a full suite of tools involved with it. Tools for training, for mentoring, for educating, for going through the new pay plan, which I'm going to go through just some very high-level details with you. It's going to be tied into videos and photos and email. All of these things combined, as this slide shows, come together to create what we call the EPIC ecosystem. Are you with me so far? Can everyone hear me and get an idea of where we're going with this so far? Okay, good. Great. So let me continue on. So that's the IT platform, the EPIC ecosystem. Here's a representation or a way that we're talking about tying everything that we do into a social media platform as well. Once again, the blend of the face-to-face, person-to-person, store locations, retail locations, combined with the new world of social media, online, coming together for the first time here at EPIC eCauseway. I think it's a great concept and something that is exciting for all of us as we do this. So this slide here, we will have one of the most up-to-date, state-of-the-art, fully functional, incredible social media presentation campaigns that I think this industry will have seen. Exciting, okay? So that's the way that is. Let's go to a couple of others. As we were growing and driving this business, I wanted to break it down, some of the behaviors that we wanted to drive, all right? So we want to drive the behavior of recruiting. We want to drive the behavior of retaining. We want to drive the behavior of residual income. So recruit, retain, residual income. We will also drive, just so you know, recognition and rank advancement. I know that that's something at eCauseway we've not had so far, is a recognition platform and a rank advancement platform. Here we will bringing that online to where we can recognize and rank advance our leaders to where they can gain more through their experience inside of EPIC eCauseway. All right? So let me just say this. EPIC means bigger than life, something grand, something, it's where heroes come from. It's where legends are made. All right? It's the meaning of the word epic is incredible. And as we do this, as we recruit and as we retain them through their epic experience and the epic products and put them through the pay plan in the company where they earn income, it will be a great culture that we'll be able to build here inside of the company. So pay attention, guys. Pay attention how we have the recruit in green, the retain there in the orange, and then the residual income in blue, because I'm going to go through and explain some of those individual points here on how we plan on doing that. So let's talk about recruit. What can we do to bring more leaders into the company? What can we do to drive more traffic in and more business in? All right? Here's what we thought, and here's what we came up with, and here's what I had to fly out to Malaysia to get approval from Tan Sri Vincent Tan, and that is this. We want to enact or create a $100 million leadership acquisition strategy. I'm going to change this to $100 million leadership development strategy, but it's leadership acquisition is what we're going to do. The conversation that I had with Ton Street Vincent Ton was, I said, look, your soccer team has recently gone to the Premier League in Europe. How did you get it there? He said, Glenn, I just got the best players. I said, that is exactly what we want to do inside of our industry. We want to be able to go out and get the best leaders, to get the best people involved. And to do that, we would like $100 million leadership acquisition strategy that we can go out and bring in the best. This is when people in the industry hear about this, there will literally be a tidal wave of leaders lining up at the door to join this company. I believe gone will be the days where we'll have to go out and try and convince and cajole someone to join the company. This will be a time when we have a budget in place where we can bring the best, where we can bring people over who have teams who will come with them. At any given time, I would say 90% of all leaders in the industry are looking. What we will be doing with our recruit, you can see the recruiting side here, we'll be making it easier to bring a tidal wave of leaders into the company. I don't know what you guys think about that, but to me, this is incredible. It's amazing. I'm excited about it. Sometimes I picture when the lottery in California or some of these places starts to get big, the lines of people that start forming outside of the lines of people that start forming outside trying to buy the tickets. Here, we'll have a strategy in place to bring the best, the brightest, the strongest leaders. Then we'll also have a strategy that once they're here, we'll keep them through the Epic experience, through the Epic products, through everything that we do, through our merging our relationship together with eCauseway, with the products, with the retail locations. We're also going to put in place a transfer buying program to where when people come in to order products, they will see a lot of the products on the shelves, and I'm sure many of them will think, I need a toothbrush, I need some shampoo. They'll transfer their buying habits from what they typically buy at a regular store because of the credit we'll be offering them in the pay plan to buy through us, and it should be amazing, guys. I hope you understand this concept. This is just the first part on the recruiting side. Now let me hit a couple of the other parts on the retention side. On the retention side, here's what we're looking at doing. To retain people into the company once they've joined, we want them to be part of the culture, part of the experience, something that's bigger than themselves. Okay, we call it the Epic experience. As part of the Epic experience, we're going to have our product lines, our retail locations, the IT ecosystem that we talked about, the culture program that we're putting together. We want people to, when they hear about Epic eCauseway, to not have to think, oh, I've got to make an auto ship, or oh, I've got to go purchase my order for this month. We want them to want to get online, to want to go into a store, to want to participate in the product and the culture and the experience that we have. What we're putting together is a system that is so simple and so duplicative that it will be easy to get out there. And with everything tied into social media, mobile applications, retail locations, stores, and so on. This, you may not realize this, but what I'm telling you today, we have pretty well sewn up the story of the decade in this industry. Okay? With our recruiting, with our retaining, with our culture, with our products, with our simplicity, with our global footprint, with our 34-year history, with our new product lines, which will be unique and innovative, combined with our existing product lines, what we can do here will change the industry. I feel sorry for a lot of the companies that are thinking about starting up at this moment because I don't know how anyone will compete against the story that we will be coming out with here. So this is an example of what we're going to try and make the Epic experience look like, okay? This is on the retain side. I'm not going to go into some of the products. I need to save these for later discussions. But these products are unique, they're innovative, they're products that don't exist out there in the marketplace to some degree. If they do exist, our products have a new and a unique story with them. Highly consumable products that people will continue to buy and use and use. Okay? Exciting so far, guys, because even me telling the story gets me more and more excited. This is the story that, as well as exciting Tan Sri Vincent Tan and Al Chua and everything that we're looking at going through. This is, it's a great story that we can do. Okay, so we'll have some great new products that we'll talk about here shortly. Not to get into some of those. Now, new pay plan. I'm not going to go through the details. This is just going to wet your whistle on some of this. Many of you, since the day that I started here at eCauseway, have been saying, Glenn, can you help get us a new pay plan where we can earn more? The answer is yes. Okay, we will be bringing on it's a new compensation plan. Once again, I'm not going to go through the details, but a new compensation plan which is very good. It drives the right behaviors. It drives the exact behaviors that we want. It's very rewarding to our people. It will allow big, I would think, huge checks to start coming through eCauseway and through Epic. All right. So once again, as we move some of these points forward, let me go through some of these. Here you can see that we'll have a leadership matching bonus because Epic means something grand, beyond. It means bigger than real life. It's where heroes come from, where legends are made. I wanted our top rank in the company to be called a legend. All right, legend. Because essentially, once you hit the rank of legend in Epic, you will be a legend in the industry. I think it's going to be great, and I look forward to, as we put together our event schedule and travel schedule, being able to start presenting some of these checks and some of these concepts. So I just saw Nora Rudy from Milpitas say, do current eCauseway members have to rejoin Epic? Here's what we're going to do. And this is the only question on this that I'm going to answer, because I was going to answer this anyway as I go through. What we're going to do is take the database of eCauseway and port it directly into Epic. So that's why I keep, everyone that I've met with, I keep saying, now's the time for you to start paddling. Now is the time. We're going to have this tidal wave of leaders starting to come in. Now's the time for you to get as many people involved in eCauseway as you can right now, because when we make this announcement, by the way, we've not even made this announcement. This is the first group that I've made this announcement to, and this is the store operators, because I wanted you to be aware of what we're doing to drive more business to the operations, okay? So we need to get as many people as we can involved in eCauseway as an IBO, not necessarily as a VIP. We need to get them in as IBOs, because when we transfer the database and port the data of eCauseway into Epic, we're going to port over that database and explain to everyone how we're going to do that when we do it. We're going to come up with a lot of details and a lot of explanation on how to do this, okay? We'll have an FAQ. I'm just trying to paint the picture so you know what's coming in the near future, all right? So get as many people involved in eCauseway as you can today. Today. Do it in the month of August. Do it in the month of September. We're trying to shoot for an October kickoff, okay? So we need as many as we can in the system right away in eCauseway, so that when we port the database in and mirror the two databases, it will be much more advantageous for those who are currently in eCauseway coming over. Does that make sense? Type in yes, please. I hope it makes sense, and I hope that you understand what I'm saying. Guys, what you've asked to be done, we're giving to you, and more. What you've asked, we are going far beyond. Not that I'm aware of has anyone ever come up with $100 million, up to $100 million leadership acquisition strategy with a new company, backed by a 34-year-old industry giant, eCauseway, backed by Berjaya, a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate that owns multiple companies around the world. Now, as we do this as well, another great thing that I need everyone to know is that this will not just be a U.S. event. Although it will be a U.S. company, Epic will be a U.S. company, okay? This will not be a Malaysian company. It will be a U.S. company. On the U.S. side, we are going to start bringing other eCauseway countries into this same program. Eventually, this will be more of a global launch as opposed to a compartmentalized country-by-country launch. But for now, we need to start it here in the United States. We'll also bring on other countries. I believe we're going to bring over somewhere around 10 other countries right early on from the beginning. So, guys, ladies, team, look at me. This is one of the most exciting announcements that will hit this industry in the history of this industry that I've known. I don't know where you could have all these pieces coming together and converging for such an epic event, for such a grand scale event. This is going to be amazing. You have a lot in place right now. You sit in a great spot. For you store operators on this phone today, on this webinar, it's the reason that I wanted to speak with you. We can drive business to the operations. We can give you a story that will transcend the world. It'll transverse the world and go into all the different countries around the world. We'll have a unique, simple plan tied to the internet, mixed with the face-to-face, person-to-person. It's an incredible thing. Back office. We're moving to a new back office. Okay, many of you have asked about that. State-of-the-art, online, up-to-date. There's a lot of great things coming. So, for the most part, this is my presentation, and I wanted to finish it with this. At Epic, we're going to have, if you look on the left-hand side, I call this the, we're going to have innovative, creative products, systems, processes, and so on. The more innovation that we have, the more iconic we'll become. The more of an icon in this industry we will be, okay? The more iconic we become, the bigger the community we will create. The bigger community that we have, the more success. The more success, the more innovative we can be. The more iconic we become, the larger the community we get, and even more successful. I call this the eternal realm. And that it just keeps going and going, getting bigger and bigger, and then it's all centered around and focused around Epic and eCauseway, the system that we have here in place. A lot of exciting things, guys. Some of you have tried to allude and say we've got some great things coming. We've got a story here that will change the industry. We've got a foundation here that's been being put into place for 34 years. We will get a wave of leadership and a wave of growth inside of this company that will change the industry. People will start going and visiting the retail locations, the store locations. Because I sit and look and think, okay, not just the U.S. with our 85 stores, but as we bring on Mexico and Colombia, Russia, United Kingdom, all these other markets, I'll say, we can do some many, many incredible things, great things. You're here at the foundation. You were on the first call when we told this to the first group of people, which is today. I just finished my meeting, as I said, with Tan Sri Vincent Tan in Los Angeles yesterday, bringing him up to speed on everything. Do we recruit 1, 3, or 7 profit centers? 1 or 3, okay? 1 or 3. So guys, incredible time, incredible things happening. We've got your story now. We've got you the story of the decade. We've got you products. Transfer buying products that people can buy. We'll have you a new simple pay plan that is very rewarding. We'll have you the back office system. We'll have you marketing, mobile applications, you name it. All the way around, it's a good thing. So that's the presentation today. I wanted you to know where we are. And with that, I'm going to end this broadcast and say thank you. Guys, I appreciate the chance of working with you. We will change the industry. And to each and every one of you out there, listen, let's work together hard to really put this in place. I need everyone. This is the call to action. I need every one of you store operators doing what you can with your team to bring people into the business today. Not tomorrow, not a month from now, today, okay? Don't miss this opportunity. Don't sit back 5 years from now thinking, oh, I was on the very first webinar that did nothing. Sit back and say, I was on the first webinar and I helped make all this happen. I helped lead the charge. So, there we go. Exciting times. This is my broadcast for this Thursday. Remember, August 8th, 2013. Know that we're pushing to launch this out soon. I look forward to meeting and working with everyone. Bravo, everyone. Thank you. Take care.